What's up, gamers? This is YuBan with a Mechabellum Replay Commentary. Today we are going to try the infamous Gospel build for the very first time. Now, if you don't know what the Gospel is, it is a very popular strategy where you use Wasp and Armored Rhino in your opponent's flank. There's basically an entire community built behind it that only play this build. It's by far my least favorite build to play against. So today I thought, let's give it a shot and let's see what counters it. If you haven't checked out the Reddit post that was posted today by Forgotten Arbiter on his guide to beating the Gospel build, I highly encourage you to check it out. I'm going to put the link on the top corner of the game. Our opponent is a 2100 MMR player, Sippey, playing as Emp spec, starting with Tarantula and Void Eye. This is a phenomenal starting pack. Void Eye in front of your big units as a damage dealer, as well as a kind of mid-sized chaff unit, has been very popular in the high MMR, as opposed to the conventional way of using the Void Eye as a DPS unit, putting it behind the Tarantula. More and more players are putting it in front of the whole army to essentially just soak up damage and use the energy absorption to essentially stay alive for the entire time. On our side, we went for the aerial spec with sledgehammers and crawlers. Initially, I was hoping to play some kind of boat game, pushing hard into this corner. However, looking at our opponent's board, I had an idea of maybe we can play Wraith, maybe we can play the Gospel if the opportunity comes up, especially after seeing Forgotten Arbiter's most recent post on Reddit on the guide on how to beat it. As you can see that even though our sledgehammers locked on to the Void Eyes, they simply could not take it down, as they were just able to heal themselves back up to full HP. And luckily we recognized that our starting pack was going to lose to this composition no matter what. We decided to forego one of our deployments and went for a round 1 Phoenix to make sure we don't take too much damage right off the bat, essentially cheesing the first round at the expense of losing one deployment. If we had not gone for the Phoenix, I think we would have easily taken 400 to 600 HP damage, which would be very devastating. So letting the Phoenix clean up. Here, I'm still thinking about playing boats. However, round 2 reinforcement card drops, and I see this card right here, the mass-produced Wraith. As I've said it before in the previous video, you know what's better than 1 Wraith on round 2? 2 Wraiths. 3 unlock, a little bit of a nerf, and I feel like that nerf can be made up by our aerial spec. Opponent recognized that he doesn't have any upshoot, and there's a high chance that I would go for the mass-produced Wraith as well. Picked up a pack of Phoenix, and honestly putting it really close, really far up to directly lock up the sledgehammers. You can see that he pointed the Phoenix right in the center, so each Phoenix would just shoot at 1 sledgehammers to avoid any kind of overkill situation. Hopefully our Wraith here can chaff clear fast enough to allow our level 1 Phoenix in the back to take down our opponent's Phoenix. Seems like it's going to be a very tight battle. Let's see how it goes. Okay, Phoenix in the back, cleaning up both Tarantulas, cleaning up all the Void Eyes. And we end up taking 200 damage. Not too bad. Round 3 unit reinforcement. This is where I got my inspiration to play the Gospel. I thought, hey, Wasp or Rhino, both drops could be amazing in helping us set up this build that we have always been wanting to try. In this case, we didn't even look at the Sandworm or the Phantom Ray, as they would just lose to the Wasp that we're about to build. Since we are aerial spec, we get a free unlock for the Wasp. We decided to go for the double deployment of Rhino instead, and placing it exactly like this in the flank, spacing them out by 1. And the idea is to bait our opponent into getting Mustangs, and then we can counter it with armor enhancement Rhinos to lock them up, so our Wasp in the back can just do massive DPS. Opponent went for the double Rhino drop as well, recognizing our weak side tower is entirely undefended. And honestly, at this point, I don't care too much about getting debuffed. I just want to set up my board right here so we can get a counter debuff, or even better, just winning by air default. Opponent also went for a deep flank Rhino and a pack of Crawler to try to pull our units back. Let's see how that works. Theoretically, this Wraith should go back, but because of the front-facing Crawler, it actually pulled everything forward. Opponent here is going to get a rapid one-tap debuff, allowing the Phoenix in the front line to just lock onto our Wraith in the front, one-shotting them with this level 2 and small Emp Core. Here, I'm really hoping we need to take down the Phoenix. If we can still do that, our Wasp will get a lot of levels and end up cleaning up the round by air default. Oh, look at this. We're so close to taking it down. However, we are getting the experience like we had hoped for, and maybe we can get some levels. Okay, seems like both packs of Phoenix ended up getting the levels. However, this one Phoenix in the back cleaning up all of our Wasps, one by one. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good because I believe this build is really important, is really reliant on the Wasp level in the back, so you can clean up anything and everything. Looking at this, none of these are attractive to me. This Lightning Storm, we could pick it up and hope for it to come back, but it's so expensive and we would be losing a lot of tempo, and I don't want to nerf our own Wasp that's in the back already. From here, level the Wasp. Put down one more Crawler in front of the Wasp to shield for Sentry Missile. Our opponent went for... don't know if this... went for a new Tarantula in the back to support this Rhino. We decided to just use our cash right now, reinforce this tower to level 3 right away, so we don't even have to worry about it. From here, we thought, hey, this back lane could be dangerous. We don't want a tower debuff like last turn. Let's put a Wraith to clean up, and we noticed one of our Phoenix was pointing back. And that's all we did for the turn. We just chaffed up, reinforced our tower so we don't get an early tower debuff, and continue to strengthen our backline push. And yeah, as you can see here, these level 2 Wasp, without any tech, they're able to clean up the newly added level 2 Mustangs in the back line. With this, we're going to take the round and continue to just accumulate experience on our key units. Reinforcement, heavy armor, shield drop, and enhancement module. All 3 of these are phenomenal items for our deep flank attack. We could go for a shield airdrop to just completely block out any Mustang damage to our ground units. However, I kind of anticipated our opponent going for steel balls or some kind of fortress later on, so I feel like the airdrop would just get cancelled. And we decided to go for the heavy armor, hoping for our Rhino to be able to scale later on. And we picked up the armor enhancement. Opponent, recognizing this is a level 3 tower, picked up his first set of steel balls, trying to continue his tower pressure. We decided to go for the Phoenix in behind the tower, recognizing last turn our opponent didn't put down any chaff to reinforce this weak side push. So perhaps the Phoenix can just clean up everything. At the same time, our opponent went for another pack of steel balls in the back to lock up the Rhino, and then went for the aerial spec. This spec allows the Mustangs to prioritize target any air units, especially if they are outside of the 90-meter range that they naturally have. So the 95-meter range they naturally have. So I think in this case, he positioned the Mustangs very cleverly, right, so they don't lock up on the Rhino or the crawlers. Let's see how that works. Seems like our Wasps are still fairly safe, but just this one pack of steel ball, holy, look at that, killed both of our Rhino instantly. And you can see our weak side tower, with just one pack of Phoenix, we're able to protect ourselves from getting an early tower debuff. Can we still turn this around? Let's see. No, with a few packs of Mustangs and the Phoenix, level 3 now with M-Core, or mini M-Core, opponent strikes back, killing our momentum, killing our opportunities to get levels on the Rhino, which is very important. Unit reinforcement on round 6. I thought about Farseer to help us protect the weak side. But at this point, I really wanted to just see this build through with hyper-aggression, pushing this corner, trying to get a tower debuff. Therefore, we decided to go for the sandworm, level 2. I feel like besides the Phoenix, not too many other things can kill this guy on his board, especially with the early aerial spec. From here, reinforce our Wasp, getting them to level 3 and then grabbing the ground spec. We recognize that last turn, we couldn't kill the steel balls and the tarantulas fast enough, causing our Rhinos to die too early. Opponent went for one pack of chaff to reinforce, to protect the balls and the tarantula from the Phoenix, while we just went for one more pack of crawler in front to try to delay the push. So you can see here, opponent went for a triple deployment, pushing this weak side tower that's already level 3, tons of health, and giving very few seconds of power debuff, while we just continue to reinforce this right side. However, this level 3 Farseer could do a lot of damage to the Rhino and even the Wasp. Let's see how this round turns out. At this point, I should be selling out of this backline Wraith. It's just doing not much at all. See here, Sandworm, we put it on the side so they don't get locked up by the Phoenix right away. And it's able to clean up. And with our newly clicked ground spec at level 3, these Wasps successfully cleaned up everything on the ground, including the tanky tarantulas and pesky Mustangs. Let's see if we can get a favorable tower timing, and seems like we don't even need it, as there are no more Mustangs on the board. Okay, so starting to feel the power of this build. Keep in mind, this is my very first time playing the build, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Improved fire control system, phenomenal item for our opponent's Mustangs. It's already at level 3. We picked up the nano repair kit, recognizing how much of a pest this sandworm was in the previous round. Let's just continue to let's keep it. Opponent may think that we're gonna sell out, so we can play a little mind game. Went for a diagonal oil, trying to slow down the steel balls as much as I can, and then leveling this weak side tower to level 4. Getting more levels on the Rhino and on the Wasp on the side, while our opponent sold out of the Tarantula and started to go into Fortress anti-air. This was highlighted in Arbiter's guide as a alternative way to solve the problem by just massing Fortress, as they can deal with the Rhino and the Wasp at the same time. Meanwhile, we tried to do a little clever sandworm beacon play, but you're going to see that it failed completely. And our opponent's new addition of anti-air barrage was able to take out most of the Wasp in the process, significantly decreasing our damage output. However, with our level 3 Phoenix surviving, and we still having a level 2 Sandworm with a nano repair kit, I feel like we should be able to stay alive and just tank through the entire round. Let's see if that's how it happens. Oh, one steel ball coming over. Can we take out the steel ball? Steel ball, come on. Oh my goodness. One hero level 1 steel ball, taking down the level 2 Sandworm. Unit reinforcement again, this time on round 8. At this point, I recognize our opponent had a lot of big units, and we are lacking a little bit of DPS. We could go for the Hound to just increase the number of chaff, and we do run armor on the Hounds to lock up the Mustangs. I think I made a mistake by picking up the Marksman in this case, trying to just protect our weak side tower and trying to lock up onto the fortress. I feel like they just don't do enough damage. While our opponent went for a Arclight, sold one and put one in the back, recognizing we did sell out of the Wraith in the back. After seeing anti-air barrage, we decided to go for the energy shield and double down on our armor tech. This was probably another mistake that I made because our opponent already has anti-air Mustangs. So these level 1 Wraith are just not going to survive at all. But we're trying to use the Wraith to soak up some of the anti-missile and anti-air barrage. And then this time going for the Sandworm into the tower. Recognizing there's a chaff problem on the left, so we reinforced it with another Wraith. From here, leveling this tower to level 2 just in case there's like some kind of swinging push from the left side, or if their opponent goes for any kind of cheese. And then in this case, with the Arclight. Honestly, looking at this board, I don't even know which side's going to win. Opponent just has 2 packs of level 3, level 4 Mustang with items now. Not even the level 2 Rhino with armor enhancement can shield and survive. However, with our opponent's overinvestment in the deep flank, seems like our front line is actually pushing through. Can we get a nice tower debuff to help us clean up the rest of the army? Seems like the tower debuff was pretty good, allowing this sniper here to clean up the big units, while the level 2 Sandworm cleaned up the rest of the army. These level 2 fortress are starting to get really scary alongside with this Farseer. It seems like we're going to be losing this round once again, taking us down to very close to dying, especially with these fortresses on the board. At this point, I didn't know if I wanted to double down on our deep flank or should I be switching tactics. Our opponent went for another fantastic Mustang item, the Amp Core, making them a lot tankier and doing 50% more damage. On our side, we decided to go for the skip, recognizing none of our units are staying alive for long enough to warrant for the item, and went for the Hail Mary play with a level 2 War Factory sold out of our sandworm. And with HE, recognizing if we push through here, we can take out the steel balls in 2 shots, and then potentially getting an early tower debuff. Opponent tripled down on the fortress in the deep flank. Now having a 5 fortress in a straight line, they're going to instantly kill our Rhino, and even with the shield on the Wasp, I don't think we can handle this. Opponent sold out of the Arclight for more money, and we placed this pack of Crawler in the back, trying to lock up the Phoenix and pull anything that he potentially would reinforce in the corner back, so our factory would get a nice entrance. Here you can still see these leveled Wasp with anti-air spec. Despite being killed very fast, they took down 3 of the level 1 War Factories with ease. And with this tower debuff, can we finally reclaim a round with, okay, Wraith getting leveled. Let's see how this turns out. Look at these Mustangs, level 5, going to level 6 now. Not even the level 2 War Factory can stand a chance. And with the tower debuff, seems like this level 4 Farseer is going to survive with 5% health left. Recognizing the factory is working, we decided to skip, as factory cannot equip the tank production line. I do think this is a S tier item on any giant units. From here, we were hoping our opponent would overreact to this corner push by placing maybe steel balls with range or more fortress in the back, and we're switching sides. Once again, this side is a level 4 tower. We don't need to reinforce it with too many units anymore. And we saw that there is a small gap here. If we can get the War Factory forward enough by clearing just these 2 packs of units, perhaps we can get a tower debuff and allow our Wasp to clean up all the fortress. The War Factory now has launcher overload. Even with the HE ammo damage debuff, they still make very short work of the fortress, taking just 10 shots. Opponent recognizing that we are down to death door, he's going to defend the corner War Factory with 1 missile to slow it down, and put down the oil to further slow it down. A 400 supply investment to protect against now nothing. And going for the killing blow, clicking jump drive on these Phoenix, recognizing we no longer have a Wraith in the back, and there's no anti-air in the back to tie things up. I wish this Wraith would be smart enough and turn to kill these guys. From here, with the Wraith level, we decided to level them up to further enhance our armor enhancement, and click the Degen Beam tech to reduce the damage output from these Mustangs, and also increase the damage that they take from our fierce corner aggro. Let's see if we can get a debuff before the Phoenixes debuff our level 2 tower. Doesn't seem like it, however, our overload War Factory is locked on, allowing us to get a counter debuff at a perfect timing to take down these two fortresses. With only a few Mustangs on the side and these Phoenixes in the back, I think our Wasps are going to do just fine cleaning it up. The question is, can our War Factories survive to deal some extra damage? Yes, we can. Now we strike back, both of us at killing range of this game. Going into round 11, the last unit drop, I was not happy to see the Sabertooth. With level 4 Sabertooth with double shot, with our War Factory on the line, can die very easily. However, there's something good for us too, in the sense of Vulcan. Our opponent dropped the oil, however, we decided that we're going to use it against him by putting a Vulcan in the front to take care of this level 3 Mustang. And at the same time, our sticky oil bomb also came off cooldown. We decided to take a risk by placing it vertically, covering both of these high-level Mustangs, now level 7 and level 5. And with our Vulcans on the side, we decided to grab another level 2 War Factory. Recognizing it was working, we just need more of it. We just need more tanks. We need to take down the fortress fast. And now we're going to play around. Opponent went for the fortress barrier instead of putting down massive shield generators. However, in this case, you can see the shield are not covering the Mustangs. And the forward shields here with a shield airdrop should be taken down by the War Factory instantly, allowing us to still land the oil. And we decided to go for the Vulcan in the back here, wanting it to shoot its fire right on the line of the oil. And even with the ground being lit up on fire, these Mustangs still survived for way longer than I anticipated, allowing our opponent to clean up all the Wasp, and the double shot Sabertooth just deleted our 2 level 2 War Factories within seconds. Here I'm thinking, okay, we won the game. Finally, this was a slugfest. However, look at this level 4 Farseer in the back go, reducing enough damage to allow our opponent to survive. Here I'm sweating a little bit because that was our gut shot with the oil. I thought, hey, even with fire killing all these Mustangs, we still couldn't beat our opponent. What are we gonna do? Luckily, with redeployment card coming up, we were able to save our level 2 War Factory from a direct line of fire to these level 4 double shot Sabertooth, putting it slightly to the left, now down the center, recognizing this area here is still fairly exposed. And let's continue to just shove War Factory into our opponent's throat. We click the photon coating, wanting to decrease the damage taken, and also we don't want to get EMP'd by any source. So we're starting to sell out of our Vulcan, recognizing fire is no longer an option. Let's just go for this level 2 tower in the corner where it's less reinforced. You're going to see us placing the beacon starting from here into this empty area. The idea is that if there is no enemy unit inside of the beacon, your unit is going to continue moving forward while shooting at units. As soon as any unit enters the range of this beacon, you're going to see our War Factories are going to stop in its path to take care of anything on the way before it can move again. Opponent's side just went for more level 2 fortress with rocket punch. I've never thought of this as a counter to War Factory, as I feel like fortress just get instantly deleted by War Factories, especially with a potential level 3, launcher overload, and HE. I guess this guy here is going to do around 100k damage in terms of just a rocket. But you can see that here. It's not the rocket punch that's doing the massive damage. It's these level 4 and level 2 Phoenix with items. Now the marksmen that we deployed earlier are actually doing some work, staying back to clean up the Phoenixes, while opponent spends a good 30 seconds of the round dealing with our corner flank still. Now I'm thinking, this is the killing range. This is the killing blow, right? It has to be. But with these high-level Mustangs staying in the back, our opponent actually strikes back, almost taking us down. If we had not taken down that Farseer, we would have just died by now. Round 13, Bear-like gives us the Lightning Storm. This is a spell that's devastating to both sides of our army. The Mustangs will get two-shotted by this Lightning Storm, while our Wasp will also get two-shotted because we have the shield. I thought our opponent would definitely put down the Lightning Storm here. Our opponent decided to go for this side of the army, which there wasn't a lot of units here. For us, we decided to go for this corner here. We just really wanted to target the Mustangs. We want to get them the heck out of here. Opponent went for a beacon to beacon the Mustangs out of harm's way. However, it seems like he's actually going to be beaconing it out of the barrier. So let's see if we can take down these level 6 Mustangs in the process. On our side, we redeployed one of the Wasp, thinking that they're just going to get stormed. Put them behind the War Factory to take care of the Phoenix, now with charge shot. Very, very dangerous. Dealing 40,000 damage per shot. And we just leveled our War Factory, getting them up to 600,000 HP. I should have probably even clicked the defense enhancement at this point. And we just reinforced. Now we're no longer caring about our deep flank. Let's just push this army in with Wraith, with Degen Beam, to reduce the damage our opponent deals. And opponent went for the Burst Mode Farseer in the back. Let's see how much damage it does. Oh my god, look at it. 80,000 damage each time it fires its shot. But thank god we put down our level 2 Wraith in the back, allowing our War Factories to get through by killing the Phoenixes. And with these two War Factories with maybe 1/3 to 1/4 HP, and our right side actually surviving due to thanks to the Lightning Storm. Can this be actually game? These Mustangs in the back. Oh my god. Alright, finally close out the game in round 13. I feel really bad playing a cookie cutter composition like this typically, but I just had to try it when the opportunity came up, as I have never done this and I want to know what counters it. And I feel like our opponent did his best job placing the Mustangs in the back with perfect alignment, getting these high level fortresses with anti-air barrage. And once our opponent was able to successfully shut down the backline Wasp flank, we decided to pivot into the Titan units War Factory, getting them high levels with HE, launcher overload, and eventually photon coating. If it wasn't for these two War Factories pushing in and getting proper tower debuff timing, I think we would have easily have lost this game. If you stay till the end of this video, we do a playthrough and analysis from our opponent's perspective. Let's see. In this case, what if our opponent went for the lightning storm here to target all these wasps? I see why he didn't go for it now. He didn't want to hit his own shields. And we need to take care of these war factories ASAP. And is that with this? Maybe something stronger. Maybe something like a 2 level 2 abyss, maybe? Opponent has minimal anti-air. Get these guys locked up. Get range so they can instant lock on them. Or do we want a tech? It's like a this integration, or oh, he doesn't run wreckage. Let's try this. Let's put our Sabertooth here. And we want some kind of aggression. Maybe we can bring... yeah, we are also playing around the lightning storm. So maybe we'll bring these guys in to the lightning. Let's see how that goes. Trying to instantly kill these 2 war factories. Double shot, Sabertooth, Abyss swiping away. Rocket punch. Oh, it's doing work. It's working. Can we take down this level 4 war factory before the tower debuff? Maybe, maybe not. So close. Oh my goodness. And now the wasps are going to town. Okay, that didn't work out. What does our opponent need in this case? Lightning storm this side, so it doesn't push in hard. Sell the Farseer. Double shot. Still. Did charge shot do any damage? I don't think so. Let's go for levels on all of these guys. Maybe not. Maybe not. Thought the Abyss did pretty well actually. What does he run? Okay, let's do this. And is it just more of these guys here? Deal more damage? Maybe get this guy leveled so it doesn't die. Mustang, don't level. Okay, let's go take care of here. And get these guys back here to help. Hopefully these guys would... Oh, look at this disintegration. Actually doing work, and the missile to slow down the war factory allows us to clean up. And without the war factories, we should be able to clean up what's remaining in the air. Let's see. 1 Mustang left. Can we take this? Okay. Level 5 Mustang, poor tower timing. Very close. I think we could have used that strategy and just place our Mustangs a little different. Maybe placing it into the shield. That's how I would have done it. So in summary, I think our opponent needed to find a way to clean up the 2 war factories as soon as possible. Get the Mustangs to level 8, bring it into the shields to protect them so they can stay back and kill everything in the process, in the corner. And from here, just Pray to good RNG for the lightning storm and hope that they don't kill the Mustangs. Thank you guys for... I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did. Until next time.